Okay, I am very happy to present this PowerPoint presentation. I am Mr. Vidai. I hope this PowerPoint presentation will into basic Java will will help as far as programming concerns. Uh, uh, we are going to talk about Java basics like static and non-static variables, arrays, enums, and released and so forth. What is the difference between array and array list? So let's begin with static and non-static variable. Static variable means the instance of the object does not need to be created in order to run that method. A static method belongs to the class. Static variable can be referenced at any time. A non-static variable, however, cannot be referenced to from static context. It can only be referenced if you have an instance of the class created. A non-static, also known as instance, method belongs to each object that is generated from that class. Basically, that's the difference between static and non-static variable. Static can be referenced at any time, however, non-static cannot be referenced. Here we have an example of static and non-static variables. We have this public class and then VA and public class B. The class A is a non-static, and however public class B is static variables. This is an example of static and non-static variables. We go for array, arrays, and enums. Array is a fixed length and must be specified when it's created. They can never be changed after. Arrays for primitive data types. Arrays are for static in size. However, array list is variable length. It changes dynamically. You don't need to specify the size when it's created. We use array list if data will change. Array list can support generic data type, but cannot support primitive data type. Each array list object has instance variable capacity, which indicates the size of the array list. As elements are added on the array list, its capacity grows automatically. We have enums. Enums are basically each classes that have a predefined set of instances. They are intended as placement, and it's like a collection of integer constant. They are preferably two constant as they can enforce type safety. Some example includes compass, directions, and the days of the week, season. Different seasons of the year. That's example of enums. We also have another example of enums and arrays in this slide. We have, instead of using this public class shoot, integer spades, clubs, hearts, and diamonds, we can only use an enums to present this class. We have public enum shoot, and we have spades, clubs, hearts, and diamonds. That's the use. This is the importance of enums. We go over primitive and VS classes. A variable of class type, like string, stores objects of its class differently from how variables of primitive types, like integer or char, store their values. Every variable, whether it's primitive type or class type, is implemented as a location in the computer memory. For a variable of primitive type, the value of the variable is stored in the memory location assigned to the variable. However, a variable of class type only stores the memory address of where the object is located. The values instead, not the values inside the object. So we have this example about primitive and classes. So if an integer variable is declared as integer x equal 3, And when we look at the memory location of X, there will be a 3 stored there just as expected. However, if we have a class called some classes, when we get an object like this, some class, an object, then when we look at an object in memory, we will see that it doesn't store any of the old variable that belong to that object in memory. Instead, the variable or an object just stores an address of another place in memory where are the details of an object reside. We go over different types of loops. We have while loop, for loop, do while, and the infinite loop. There may be a situation when you need to execute a block of code several number of times. A loop statement allows us to execute a statement or a group of statements multiple times. A while loop repeats a statement or a group statement while a given condition is true. It tests the condition before executing the loop body. And the do while loop, however, like a while statement, except that it tests the condition at the end of the loop body. For loop is equal to a sequence of statements multiple times and abbreviates the code that manages the loop variable. Nested loop, you can use one or more loops inside any another while for a do while loop. The infinite loop is a loop become infinite loop if condition never comes false. That's what we have for loops and different type of loops. We have two cards in try. The try block contains a block of program statements within which an exception might occur. A try block is always followed by a catch block, which handles the exception that occurs and associated that try block. A try block must be followed by a catch block or finary block of both. The catch block must be associated with the try block. The corresponding catch block executes if an exception of a particular type occurs within the try block. For example, if an arithmetic exception occurs in the try block, then the statement closed and catch block for arithmetic exception executes. And then we go over an example of try and catch. Now so what we do, what should a fail function return a value of throw an exception? So what is the preference? What do we do? Do we implement the throw or return value? The answer is depends. It depends. So once you've created a nice function and you realize that you forget something like the failure case, you depending on the score that you prefer, you can use the throw exceptions or the return error value. That depends on the school or on the method you prefer. It does. So basically, there's not much difference between throw and return. Java defines two types of streams. We have byte streams and character streams. Byte streams, these are the most basic type of streams for input-output operations and are used to process data byte by byte. Byte-based streams showing up calling by word stream like input stream and output stream and are used to process a word byte at a time. And character stream, these provide a convenient way for handling character inputs and output. This can be used for internationalization purposes. Character streams use Unicode characters. These stream end up calling you by word reader or writer. Input stream reader, file reader, output stream writer, file writer, etc. How to write data to an external file. We have a class file writer. The file writer is a class used for writing character files. The constructors of this class assume that the default character encoding and the default bytes both sides are acceptable. To specify these values, you also construct an output stream writer on a file on a file output stream. The buffer while class is used to write text to a character output stream. Buffer characters so as to provide for efficient writing of single characters, arrays, and strings. So this is example the implementation of writing a file, of writing data to an Excel file. That's basically what we have for this. So we can go. That's the example. So we can go over our program and see how we can run this. Let us try to commit this first before setting and then we have this one, we have this one. Let's see if we can pull this first, and then we're gonna try to run this. We have this one, we have this menu view, we have the commit. Let's try to commit this first, and then we can see how we can. Okay. Okay, let's try to commit this one. This one doesn't work. Let's try to commit this. Let's try to commit the new function to see what. Let's commit this one, and then let's try to push and put it and see. Let's go on. Okay. Okay, let's try to do this. Let's try to push it. Okay, that's basically what we had to offer for this presentation. So we hope everything is okay, and then we think that this presentation might help a little bit, and we hope that we've got it better. We hope the ones that will look at it and try it. Thanks, everyone. Thanks a lot. Okay.